in Arrowhead. Well, I don't think it's Arrowhead anymore, but crazy, crazy game. The Chiefs and Raiders put on tonight on Monday Night Football. The Chiefs come back after being down all the way 17-0. They were down as much as 17-0 at one point in this game. The Raiders were rolling. Two two touchdowns, a field goal. They were clicking on all cylinders. They was running the football great. Josh Jacobs is playing for a contract. He didn't pick up his fifth-year option. And tonight he showed why that somebody out there should pay him because he could still play at a very high level. That's all about his health. That's been the only issue. His health, him staying healthy. He had an unbelievable night tonight, a career high in rushing yards. He was absolutely great, getting big first downs, big runs tonight. They kept the ball moving. They kept the Chiefs on their toes. But when it came down to it, Josh McDaniels making those same mistakes that he's been making all year long. You get your team in position to tie the game up. Chiefs are up 30-23. You get the game tied. Carr throws another bomb to Devontae Adams. Touchdown. You go for two. You have one of the best kickers in the National Football League and Daniel Carlson. Kick the extra point. I get it. It's Mahomes, it's the Chiefs, and you want to try to go for the 2-point conversion to get the win. But at the end of the day, the Chiefs are going to get the ball back regardless of what you do. So just take the extra point, trust in your defense to finally make a play. They couldn't make any plays on Travis Kelce at all. I'm going to get on that in just a minute. But you have to have some type of confidence in your defense to make a play. And he just did not have that on that possession. They went for two. Josh Jacobs was down on the 1 yard line. He didn't get into the end zone. And that was the final score. The Chiefs win 30-29 after being down as much as 17-0 at one point. You guys, the Raiders, I'm telling you, they looked good. That first half, they looked great. And then things started to fall apart in the second quarter. The Chiefs got a touchdown. Jared McKinnon, he was running the ball with power, with force, with confidence. He looked great on that touchdown drive when they made it 17-7. And then after that, the Chiefs got rolling. That horrible look. I know it's in the rule book. It's a rule that the defender cannot come down on the quarterback like that and put all his pressure and body weight onto the quarterback. They implemented that rule, I believe, a few years ago. So it's in the rule book. You can't do that to the quarterback. They're going to protect these quarterbacks. You see what happened in that Falcons game. Tom Brady got swung to the ground by by Jared, or I can't remember his name, but the defensive lineman for the Falcons, Grady Jarrett, I think his name is. They called a roughing a passer. They called roughing the passer on him. They're going to make that call, especially when you put all your body weight onto the quarterback like Chris Jones did. That stadium erupted. Andy Reid, he was livid, and rightfully so. It didn't look like It didn't look like a call that should have been called, but it's in the rule book. They're going to make that call. I just don't understand it. That pissed the Chiefs off. They ended up making the score 20-10, being down by just as much as 10 points at halftime. And in that second half, they were rolling. It was the Kansas City Chiefs that we know of that is dominant. They can make big plays. And when Travis Kelce is going, it's hard to stop him. He had 4 touchdowns tonight. Travis Kelce had 7 receptions for, I only believe, 25 yards, but he had 4 touchdowns. He is the best tight end in football. George Kittle, nothing but respect. You're a great tight end in your own right. The best blocking tight end in football, period. Darren Waller, if he can get his head out of his ass. Speaking of him, he didn't even play barely. He didn't even play for real tonight. He had 10 snaps. He suffered a hamstring injury. Wasn't in the game at all. Really, he was a non-factor. So they didn't have him. That was a big weapon that they could have had, that they could have used. He wasn't out there. Travis Kelsey's the best tight end in football. You got the Mark Andrews of the world, George Kittle, Darren Waller, Dallas Goddard, TJ Hawkinson. So many really good tight ends. Kelsey's number one. Kelsey is number one. It's not even close. He's special. That Chiefs offense runs through him. And tonight, it was clicking on all cylinders. It was great. It was special to watch. I mean, every time you turn around when they were in the red zone, Kelsey touchdown, Kelsey touchdown, Kelsey touchdown, Kelsey touchdown. It was unbelievable to see. But the Raiders, they had this game. Josh Jacobs, he had over 150 yards plus rushing and a touchdown. They should have kept their foot on the gas, kept running the football, running it, running it, running it, running it. They didn't do that on that last drive to try to get field goal range with Daniel Carlson. They was throwing the football. Did they not see what Josh Jacobs was doing tonight? Josh Jacobs had a career high in rushing yards. He set a career high for himself in rushing yards. And it was throwing the ball. It's 4th and 1. I'm sure the Chiefs are going to expect run. Put it in his hands. If you don't get it, so be it. The last play of the game, Hunter Renfrow and Devontae Adams, they collided with each other. They're not going to call pass interference on that. That's not a pass interference. They both collided with each other. That's not a flag. It's unfortunate that happened. You got to run that football. Josh Jacobs was eating all night long. The Chiefs' run defense was terrible tonight. They couldn't stop him. He was a force. He was a force. So, David Carr. Derek Carr, he didn't play bad. This loss is not on him. This loss is on coaching. Josh McDaniels, this loss is on you. This loss is on you. At the same time, y'all had a 17-point lead. 17-0. Y'all were kicking their ass. But I made a tweet when the Raiders went up 17-0. I made a tweet. The Chiefs are never out of it. As long as they got Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid is the head coach, they got Travis Kelsey, the Chiefs are never out of it. They are always going to be in the game. Always. The Chiefs are always going to be in the game. I felt like the Raiders took their foot off the gas a little bit in this game, and it cost them. It cost them. It's unfortunate. They dropped to 1-4, heading into a bye week. This Raiders team was projected to be great this year and win a lot of games, potentially even win the AFC West. 1-4, it's not going to cut it. It's not going to cut it, man. But great win for the Chiefs. Great win for the Chiefs. And that's it for me, man. I don't really have much else to say. The Chiefs win. Travis Kelce's the best tight end in football. And he owns the Raiders on his taxes every year because they can't stop him. I'm sure he loves to play the Raiders every time. Every time he suits up against them, I'm sure he loves it because they can't stop him. It don't matter who they put on him. They have nobody to match up with Travis Kelce and stop him. You can only hope to contain him. He had 4 touchdowns tonight. 4. Unbelievable. But I appreciate you guys for being here. The few people that's in here, appreciate you guys. Please make sure you guys like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. Turn your post notifications on so you don't miss a video. Because like I said, I'm going to be consistent all year long, including going into the playoffs. I'm not going anywhere. Videos are going to be dropping 3 times a week. The next time you see me, I hate to say it, Thursday night football, Carson Wentz and the Commanders against Justin Field and Chicago Bears. Whew. We are looking at another NFL Thursday night football disaster. That's going to be a shit show. But I'm going to be up here to talk about it. Carson Wentz, don't make me look bad. Do not make me look bad. Peace out. Love you guys.